every day that I react to a Reddit post. But I found this kind of interesting because I'm a CHH fan. I find this interesting because this is posted by a Christian rapper himself. Now, this is posted by Caleb777. If you're not familiar with him, he's like an underground CHH artist. He's kind of dabbled in making Christian hyper pop, or like Bible pop, as I like to call it. But he just like makes like mostly like Christian rap. I haven't listened to a ton of his stuff. But he seems like a fine dude from what I could tell. I've not read this before, and I know this is kind of lengthy, but I figured it'd be interesting to go through. So the post is called "Problems with CHH Are Ranted." By the way, he's gotten ratioed on this. Got 4 upvotes and 20 comments. So it sounds like people did not take kindly to this message. But I'd like to hear what he has to say here, because I haven't sat down to read this whole thing yet. This might be a long post. Maybe. I guess I'll start off by just saying it. I think CHH, your underground CHH, really corny ASF. Okay. And this is coming from an artist who never really been a part of it and never wanted to be, more so an affiliate to peers inside of. Oh, I see. And ain't grow up on it. But I've had eyes on the scene for a good minute now. In complete transparency, the scene doesn't affect me. This could seem like an attack. So if I come off as a hater to you, I get it. The biggest issue, in my opinion, is the label itself and all the politics that come with it. And I'm sure I ain't the only soul who has these issues either. Christian hip hop is honestly a box, and I don't believe new artists in the niche really get it. I don't know. What does that mean? What does that mean? What is the box? Describe the box. What's the texture, the shape, the color? I'd like to know. The general claim is they desire to, quote, reach the lost, but end up only creating music for each other in the same box. Oh, I see. Okay. I mean, not all Christian rappers do that. There are plenty of Christian rappers making like mainstream-ish music. Like from Caleb Gordon to Paul Russell, we also have artists who are like reaching the mainstream without watering down their message entirely. Oh, I guess Paul Russell doesn't really spit gospel bars anymore. But, I mean, we do have Christian rappers out there reaching the lost. So not sure if that's entirely fair to say. I think Lecrae's starting to do that now as well. The Fear of the World, or at least being perceived as worldly or secular, has a lot of creative stuff, and it's super hilarious and pathetically hypocritical. I am not sure exactly what he's referring to. What type of creative choices is this keeping people from doing? Like, Mowgli the Iceberg has been doing a ton of experimentation creatively. He's delved into all types of sounds, like emo rap when that wasn't popular in CHH, to like a little bit of like hyper popish type, like experimental type music. He's down like messing around with like metal and like rock type stuff that's like extremely distorted in a way that I've actually never heard done before in CHH. Like, or at least from a CHH adjacent artist. Like, he's extremely creative and extremely talented. I think Andy Mineo, I think you can make the case for him being talented and creative as well. What Up RG also was extremely creative. He made an album that was better than Donda without he made like the CHH Donda before like anyone even knew what Donda was. And he wasn't even trying. Like, that's how creative and how good of a rapper, like, and What Up RG is. And not just rapper, but producer as well. So, like, I don't think that it's the CHH label that's keeping people from being creative. I think it's probably, honestly, more trying to either conform to a popular sound to get popular, or conform to a popular sound because it's a sound that you like and you want to make, or laziness and not wanting to go outside the box at all. But I don't think it's the label itself that's causing the problem here. And to be fair, he's closer to the ground. Because he knows like more Christian rappers than I do, so he could be right there. But that just doesn't strike me from the outside looking in as the case. Yes, it pisses me off because without Uzi, Travis, Cardi, and Yeet, y'all would have absolutely no trends to suck off or foundation for your sound at all. Yeah, CHH swear they themselves Satan incarnate. I see. So he's talking about rappers like copying mainstream sounds, which I get. But that's not new. That's not new. I made an earlier video about how a bunch of like mainstream CHH used to be just copying the what's it called? The Cash Money Records sound. That like Lil Wayne and Drake and all those people kind of like were propagating. So that's not a new problem. Because what scripture repeatedly commands us to find common ground with folk who share different beliefs. Go listen to Bones, Black, Gray, go listen to Biggie and Pac. And by the way, Crossing would sounded like NWA, sort of, or like Wu-Tang, and no one had a problem with that. So it's not bad that you're necessarily copying Uzi, Travis, Cardi, and Yeet. Like, there are worse things you could be doing in CHH. I think I would pay more attention to the lyrics than the sound. And also, to be fair, if you've got people who are leaving like the secular world or what, stop listening to non-Christian music, having clones of Uzi, Travis, Cardi, and Yeet isn't entirely bad, because now those people have people that they can listen to. Or let's say they're waiting for new Uzi, but they ain't got no Uzi to listen to. Now you can listen to your CHH clone of that until some new Uzi comes out. So it's not the worst thing in the world that we've got clones of these artists. And I do think it causes problems for those artists, because then if they want to be creative and move to a different sound, they can't really carry that audience along with them, because they're not there listening for that new sound. They're there for the Cardi or the Travis or the Yeet or the Uzi sound. So it can cause problems for the artist, but short term, it's a smart move. Let's see here. Go listen to metal and post-hardcore and indie, because I can tell a lot of artists and fans in the scene do not. Why do they need to listen to that music? Doesn't make sense. Go get some musical foundation first instead of demonize. It sounds like he's demonizing. And as a rapper, I don't know why you would need to listen to post-hardcore music. I'm sorry. If you're a rapper and you want to make rap music, then by all means stay in your lane and listen to more rap music. There's no need to listen. There's no need to listen to metal and post-hardcore. Like, why would a Christian rap listen to Bones instead of Yeet if you're trying to, stay relevant in the music scene? There's no incentive to do that. It says, and Lupe Fiasco Muslim, but we don't see him constructing an entire subgenre on the basis of his Muslim faith, yet he's accepted in the hip-hop space. Well, to be fair, and I've talked about this at length, the secular world puts Christianity in an entirely different box than it puts other religions, in both how it's treated and how it's discussed. Now, I'm talking about true Christianity here. So I'm not talking about like mainstream Catholicism, for example, where the official theology is dictated by the Pope and that just sways to whatever the cultural winds are shifting in at the moment. But like, I noticed this particularly when watching, I think 911, where there's like a Catholic character in his faith that's portrayed very positively. But whenever there's a Christian, that's always portrayed in a negative light. Like they're like holding their children hostages in their homes and chaining them to their beds and like refusing to let them eat. Like that is a Christian representation in the mainstream, compared to Catholicism and other religions where they're viewed as very positive, or at the very worst, they're cultural byproducts of an ethnic identity, like Islam is generally portrayed in the mainstream. So Kanye made Jesus Walks, it was a smash, but he never said he was a Christian rapper. That's a good point. It's a good point. Like TBH, let's keep it G. CHH doesn't want to change. Y'all don't want to impact the world for real, because the second someone does, they get destroyed for attempting to do so. Lecrae to this day still has to defend himself about what he's about. That's a good point, but like, he's been making more gospel music lately. So, and like, not like gospel rap, like gospel rap is different than Christian rap, which in itself is kind of weird, but he's been making more gospel bars. Like, he's been talking about Christ more in his music, which I praised him for in a previous video. So I don't know if people are hating on Lecrae as much anymore for that whole drama. Gazelle left Reach years ago and got crucified for deciding to smoke a little weed. Oh, wait, was Gazelle the weed smoking rapper that was getting hated on in that drama? Which is crazy, because he's not like KIDD or like those other Christian rappers who like left the scene and just like hated on Christianity. I think Keyshawn Furlow did that too. Aha Gazelle, like, I think he's still making Christian rap music. I think he made an album with Staringo, who also is making Christian music, and he is not in CHH, I would say. And be more himself. More recently, even Mattel Fish, I wouldn't call him CHH, follow me, got massacred for choosing to move away from his bedroom gospel stuff and make the music he desires to make. Why? Just because he doesn't have a picket sign that says this is Christian music, performative activism. He's not backslid and damned to hell. It's an interesting point. Just because he wanted to sing about heartbreak, his YouTube was littered with awful comments about his walk with Christ from the same folk who cheered him on 2 years ago. Like, yeah. For someone who's, I don't know. It just comes off as a little bit weird to me to, I don't really like to judge Christians for this necessarily, because I do understand that they're like, I do understand the arguments on both sides of this argument, but I do think it's a little bit odd to be complaining about Christian rap as a Christian rapper and then be cursing in their posts. Like, that doesn't, I don't know. Like, WTF is this BS, honestly. The entitlement, legalism, contradictions, and double standards in this space is beyond horrid, and I don't blame folks at all for wanting nothing to do with the scene. Also, let's keep it G. The secular underground will always be ahead and cutting edge because of their production, aesthetic, and courage to innovate. Sort of. But I mean, no one's keeping Mowgli the Iceberg from innovating. It's not like you can't innovate. It's that these people don't want to innovate for whatever reason. Let's see here. That's another thing. In regards to darker or maybe even moody or melancholy aesthetic, CHH has little to no artists who experiment at all. That's just not true. That's not true. Maybe I could consider Mowgli the Iceberg, and no, NF doesn't count. LMAO. Like, almost every artist is just their name and that's it. I mean, I'm pretty sure NF, I would consider him CHH. But also, like, there's more than just them. Andy Minio's, like, I think most recent, like, 2 or 3 albums and mixtapes were all, like, it's all, like, darker music. I think there were others. I think the whole, like, King's Dream Entertainment, a lot of their music was darker, too, especially, like, Beliefs bars, and there was someone else in the group who had darker bars as well. I can't remember if it was Ruslan or someone else. But there was someone else who had darker bars as well. No Big Deal has released music with darker bars before. So this idea that, like, you can only make you can't make dark music and be in CHH is a little bit silly. Now, I will say that it is niche. You don't really see a lot of, like, suicide rappers in CHH, but, you know, it's not, again, no one's stopping people from doing that. Just ask more people to make more music like that. Space Ghost Perp and Suicide Boys. Where's the production like Clams Casino, XXXTentacion? Well, Lil Limbo made a lot of music like XXXTentacion. Not as much anymore. And unfortunately, I think he removed, what was it? What was it called? Holy Rager. He removed that from, like, DSPs, unfortunately. But he made a lot of music like XXXTentacion, which is what, like, got me into his music in the first place. Nobody in CHH listens to them because they scared. Where's the sonic diversity? That's a good point, too. I feel like there's not a lot of sonic diversity. But hey, you know, contribute to that. And to be fair, I can't hit on Caleb777 because he is actually contributing to that. But he should be, like, calling to arms the people who want to make this music, say, don't be scared to make this music because it can be done. Not hating on the people who don't want to make that music. Let's be honest. We're never going to see Lecrae make a Smoke Perp song, okay? And that's fine. That's completely fine. Just wait for other artists who want to make music like that, and then, you know, rally around them and maybe make a collaborative album with them. I don't know. Go hit up Romar Jesse or something. Rather than hating on the people who want to make mainstream music for making mainstream music. And that's like going up to Rick Ross and be like, why aren't you being creative? Like, well, because he doesn't want to be. Leave him alone. Go bother somebody else. Let's see here. Where's the lyrical content about struggles with suicide or ideas about the afterlife? If you pissed off with the government, no pain. Well, Sho Baraka, I think, made some songs that were like BLM adjacent, that were talking about the government. I think there were some like anti-government songs around the time when Trump got elected, to be fair. Where's the world building around your music? That's kind of a fair point, but that's not a CHH problem. That's a mainstream rap and like TikTok culture problem, right? There are no more album rollouts. Album rollouts now is like one post on Instagram saying, "Hey, we're coming out with an album next week." That is album rollouts, and that's sad, but it's true. Everyone too busy being a celebrity, even though nobody outside of CHH knows him, or killing demons. We get it, man. Your Bible and Blicky give it a rest. Now, I will say that, like, that is corny. That is corny. I do have to give him a point there. We get you love Jesus and he saved you. We get it. You think you a Christian city girl. Say something else. You know, this kind of, he does make some good points here. It reminds me of hold on. This is the Christian version of this rant right here. This is the Christian version of this rant.
Stop doing that! Stop! You're not original! Give me some original shit! Give me some... Are you seriously telling me that you sat here and watched me tell a bitch to eat a dick and you thought that wasn't original? Are you seriously sitting here telling me that eat a dick is the bad part of music? Stop! Just fucking do something else! Just, god damn it! Do some different music! We have all the shit that you're doing. We already have it. Lil Uzi Vert is already doing it. Lil Baby is already doing it. Lil Baby is already doing it. It's literally two niggas with baby in their names that's already doing all the music you want. Do something else. Do something else. That's it. That's all we want. Do something else. Holy shit. We have it. We have it already. You don't have to do that music anymore. We have the music already. We have Lil Baby. We have Doug Baby. We have Lil Uzi Vert. We have Lil Yachty. We have Lil everybody. Do something else. Holy shit. Stop sending me this bullshit. And then get mad when I fucking don't like it. Jesus. God damn tap dancing Christ. Do something else.
Yo, it's driving him crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna switch the game.
Let's switch to gaming.
It's not even a problem of people sending me music. It's people sending me the same fucking music that everybody else is doing, and they get mad when I say, well, I already heard this. That's the only thing I get mad about. You get mad because I say your shit sounds like the shit that's already out, and you know it does. You know it does. You know your shit sounds like Lil Baby shit. Because you say, oh, this is what's winning. I need to do this now. I need to do it. You don't even check your fucking self, and you get mad when I check you. All you gotta fucking do is just fuck bitches to get money.
There's nothing else to do.
Fuck bitches, get money, bro. But why would you copy somebody else's music and then get mad at me when I say we have that? Don't do that.
Yeah, and that's basically what he's saying here. I don't think he's... I'm not gonna... Okay, there's a way I could criticize this. I'm not going to, but he didn't put this in the best way. But he's basically making the same point. And it's kind of valid. But at the same time, this is what I think this is what Christian artists want, or Christian fans want. This is what Christian fans want. And so you can't hate on it too much because, hey, they're satisfying the demand. And there are some niche artists out there who are making the type of music that you're talking about. But I don't know, maybe you're spending too much time listening to the Spotify playlist, The Flow, and not enough time like branching out into listening to and supporting these other like smaller indie, more experimental artists. I gave you all the names of the artists that you want, by the way. I've name dropped them while I'm reacting to this Reddit post. So Caleb777, if you're watching this right now, go listen to those artists. Go listen to those artists. Go collaborate with them. Make a collaborative mixtape. Boost that. Put that all up in the algorithm. Get together with some actual creatives. Make a collective. Come up with them. And then start a movement. Because there are people out there who want to do what you're talking about. But, you know, they're indie people. They're not in the mainstream. You have to do a little bit more than listen to the editorial Spotify playlist if you want that like more experimental, more interesting Christian rap music. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. I'm just sick of the mediocrity disguised as humility. I don't care if you say Jesus in your song 10,000 times. Your mix is garbage. I'm going to say is I've listened to some of Caleb777's songs. 777's songs. There's a reason why I've only heard a few of those songs. And it's not because his music wasn't original or creative. And it wasn't because I didn't like the style that he was trying to do. I'll just put it out there. Okay, you know what? I want to take the gloves off. Don't complain about the mixes of other artists being whack when your music sounds the way that it does, okay? You delisted a bunch of your music from DSPs for a reason. And if I'm not a big fan of delisting music from DSPs, I completely understand. But don't just throw in this hatred for other people's mixes when I can't think of a single Christian rapper outside of the Christian hyperpop scene who has made music with worse mixes than you. Now, to be fair, I also I haven't listened to a lot of artists who have like no place in a long time. You're not one of them, by the way. You do get some place. I'm talking like sub 1,000 monthly listeners. I think you have more than that, if I remember correctly. So you don't have like no listeners, but like once you get to like 50 monthly listeners, of course you're going to hear some garbage mixes. I have never heard anyone else in CHH who has more than 1,000 monthly listeners who has mixes worse than yours. And that from what I can remember. So you can't come up here and say your mix is garbage, okay? Okay. And you're lucky that these people in this Discord probably have never heard your music. Because if they have, they would be hitting you back with that same complaint. Let's see here. If your mixes were better, I would have listened to more of your music. Your style isn't bad. It's something I would listen to if the mixes were better. All right. Let's keep going here. Stop with the cringy Diet Coke Christian remixes to Jersey Club songs. Is that a thing? I thought like one woman did that on like TikTok. I didn't know that was a trend. They suck. Well, the one I saw wasn't like trying to be like a serious rapper. I know that blew up and then like non-Christians were making fun of it and saying, oh, look at this, Christian rap sucks, as they like, I don't know, go to an NBA game where Caleb Gordon is playing in the background. But like that's an isolated case. That doesn't happen all the time. Be better, be original, because we serve an almighty God. The best phrase I can use to describe 95% of CHH music is safe, and that's why, in my opinion, the scene will never transcend beyond itself, besides the other points I've made. Well, T-Pain wasn't complaining about Christian rap. He was complaining about non-Christian rap. 95% of mainstream rap music is also safe. a lot of the artists that like kind of seem creative or experimental now, even in the mainstream, are not really that creative. They just found a SoundCloud sound and they were like, hey, this works. And they've been writing that for 4 to 6 years, right? We just had MTK and Trippie Redd put out an album that, like, was it bad? No, but they regurgitated a style from 10 years ago. And that album, I think, that EP, it didn't go crazy, but it did some numbers. So like 95% of mainstream rap is also safe. You can complain about CHH with complaints that like mainstream rap also has and say this is a uniquely CHH problem. Half of your complaints here apply to mainstream rap as well. T-Pain wasn't looking at Lecrae not Lecrae, but T-Pain wasn't looking at like younger Christian rappers saying like, do something else. He was talking about secular music. So your complaints apply to non-Christian music as well as Christian music. I don't know how well you know that though. If the main concern is appearing Christian besides making good music, it's gonna always fall flat. I don't know, because you can make music that appears Christian while still making good music. Flame has done a phenomenal job at doing this. I think that he doesn't get enough props for what he does on that arena. I think the scene would serve its purpose best without the CHH label behind it. But like, if you want specifically Christian music that is rap music, you need a label. There is nothing wrong with having a label there. There's nothing wrong with having a label at all. I'm gonna keep it G. Yeah, like you've been doing 5 times this whole post. All of these issues really bleed into a bigger discussion concerning the secular/sacred divide. The CCM space and the almost irreversible damage Western church culture has done to America as a country. But that's for another day. BTW, that's actually true. I think the CCM issue is worse than the CHH thing. Because I find way more creative like Christian rappers than creative like pop artists. Now, to be fair, also, I think there's less originality in the pop scene than in rap. So I think it's kind of like a byproduct of just like being in that genre, but still, like it can get very boring very quickly. By the way, if you read this and say, well, then you go make some music since all you want to do is piss and moan, the link gonna be in the comments below. Oh man. See, now you're gonna have people going at your head for your terrible mixes. I hope someone feels the same way I do. Why can't we just make music? Why do we have to label everything end of rant? Okay, you know what? I did kind of go aggressive at Caleb777. I haven't listened to his music in years because of how bad the mixes were in the old song. Let's see if like there's a newer song where the mix is better. I don't know what is like the most recent thing here. It's kind of hard to tell. Sorry, by upload date. I don't know how to find like the music. Hold on, let me see. Topic. Would that be it? Recently uploaded. I guess none of them are recently uploaded. I mean, he's still making music though, right? That's old. I recognize that album cover. Hold on. He's got to be on SoundCloud, right?
Ryan better.
Okay, Caleb777's. Okay. Here, let's hear this. Okay. Okay, to be fair, like his mix is way better. I take back what I said. His mix got way better. I'll actually listen to this if it's on DSPs. I'll check it out because like his concept of what he was trying to do, like I didn't have a problem with. And I would have messed with it if the mixes were better. And then he went and pulled a bunch of music from his plats, and I kind of actually thought that he was quitting rap because of how much music he pulled. But maybe he just wanted to clean up his catalog. So I take back what I said there. His mixes got a lot better. To be fair though, when his mixes were that bad originally, you can't really be like, oh, make your mixes better when your mixes used to suck yourself. Because especially for like a lot of these younger artists, they're new. They've only been making music for like two or so years. you have to give him time to improve the same way that he needed time to improve. So it's still not the best accusation there, but I have to give him credit. His mixes have improved, so he's no longer throwing stones out of a glass house. It's made out of wood and styrofoam now. Let's see here. There are a lot of wordy responses here. I'm not gonna. He had a link in his bio to another song. Eternity Take B. Nice, dude. Bro. I gotta listen to more of your music now. And to be fair, you know what? Hey, he made that collective. See? So he is doing some of the stuff that he's complaining about. But the post, see, so if he has the collective, he shouldn't be ranting to other people and being like, hey, why aren't you doing this? He should be like, hey, join Fear and Wonder and be creative with us. If you're scared to make creative music, or you want to like branch out and do something different, join us and be part of a new movement. Instead of hating on CHH, like, he's doing a lot of the stuff that he was like calling other people to do, which is fine. And he is making the right moves. But at the same time, like, there's too much animosity towards people for just doing what they want to do. For some people, it's just a hobby too. They ain't taking it so serious. So I disagree with a lot of the things that he said there. Although I understand where some of his complaints are coming from, it's just fair to point out and consider the fact that, like, at the end of the day, there are people who are doing what you want to do. You just have to find them and link arms with them and support them as well. You don't have to make music with them. Maybe just listen to their music on DSPs and post it up on your Instagram stories or whatever. But, like, do more of like the creative work and less of like the complaining. Do more of like the calls to arms instead of complaining that other people are doing what they want to do.